Good morning. This is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Thursday, the 26th of September. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right. Okay, sorry, hang on a second. Okay, let's have a look at ES. ES has gone higher overnight. Obviously, this is not doing any favors to this possible double top setup. I've redrawn the support trend line going up here, and it may be that we're breaking up towards the resistance trend line, which I've got in about the 5900 SPX area. We're now at the stage where we can actually set up an hourly RSI, so an hourly 60-minute sell signal, but we would need a little bit of pullback and a retest to do that. NQ, the same. A little bit of negative divergence here, not enough to really take a lot of notice of. Again, the double top is trashed, and I've redrawn the support trend line. RTY, this still looks like a bull flag, but it now looks like a bull flag that's breaking up. We could be seeing the break up here. We will see how that goes, but obviously if this is going to go back to the obvious flag target, which is a retest of this high here in the 2303 area, then presumably that would be while everything else is going up too. A little double top on Dow. That's the only one that broke down yesterday, but it didn't get far and looks as though it may be rejecting back to the high at the moment. DAX and SDX. DAX, I was leaning yesterday towards a retest of the high on the bigger picture. We've seen the retest of the high, and we have gone further than the retest of the high on ESDX to the extent where this doesn't really look like a double top. So let's have a look at the bigger picture. Well, looking at SPX ADP, I'm not expecting to see a lot more upside. It would be unusual to see that here. We could see a bit, but really this is a pretty strong indicator for a retracement or a sideways consolidation lasting weeks. So I'm not expecting to see a lot more upside, but obviously we might see it anyway. Looking at the daily chart, we'd need to go a little higher to get back to the daily middle band. Daily upper band. We might reach that today. No current divergence here. We could set up a bit today. We had a down day yesterday, and we did come down a bit on the RSI 5, not to the 70 level, which I would have preferred, but it's possible we could set up a daily RSI 5 sell signal brewing. We've actually already got one brewing on ES, which is interesting. It's so got a bit of divergence here, but I'm mainly concerned about the market breaking up in a way suggesting that it might be heading towards this trend line here. But really, with the SPX ADP and with the volume spike, it seems unlikely that should happen, but unlikely does happen sometimes. All right, looking at Dow. Dow on the daily chart, we've been very slightly above the resistance trend line here. We've seen enough of a pullback that we could easily set up a daily RSI 5 sell signal. Let's actually have a look at that on NDX as well. NDX didn't see any retracement on the daily yesterday, but we could be in a position to set up daily RSI 5 sell signals on Dow and SPX. All right, let's have a look at the IWM chart. IWM, on the daily chart, we've gone down too far to make an RSI 5 sell signal go on the cards here. This looks like a flag which is breaking up, and I'm watching that with interest today. 60-minute sell signal reached the possible near-miss target yesterday. All right, just quick look at DAX. Still looks like it's topping. Nikkei trapped between, at the moment, the 50 DMA and the 200 DMA on the downside and the 100 DMA on the upside. This is the top of the ribbon of the moving averages, so we will see how that goes. But if we see a break-in conversion of the of basically at 38.4K, then that would look modestly bullish. All right, let's have a look at the DX chart. Okay, DX still got a potential double bottom here. It's moved down a little. We've got two double bottoms here, but this is the first one I would be looking at. So we will see how that goes. On ZB, we've gone lower here. We've got a signals on TNX suggesting that we might see a rally here on ZB, but we've also got a daily buy signal fixed on TNX, which is suggesting that on the bigger picture, we're likely to see more downside on ZB. CL has broken down from a little level top here, hasn't made the target yet, but almost made it, so I'm inclined to write it off. We've got a little bit of positive divergence here if we can see a retest of this low. On NG, stalled out here, possibly we could get an RSI 5 sell signal, I think, on the daily if we come back and retest this high. But at the moment, we're at triangle resistance, and if that triangle is going to continue to form, then we're about to reverse back down again. GC has continued higher, and I'm wondering about the possible next trendline target, which is in the 2800 area. SI has gone higher. I've got a target for a flag that broke up. It was too large a flag to see on the 60-minute, but I've got that in the 33.3 area. HG, nice breakup. No obvious pattern at the moment. No obvious reversal pattern, given that we had a head and shoulders here and it failed. So keeping an open mind, no current sign of that reversing. Yesterday, we had the nice little rally we had on the dollar was this 6-minute sell signal making target. We've come back up and we've retested the high here. This could be a double top, although we will see. There is definitely scope for a large rally on the dollar here. KC has retested the high, possible second high of a double top, still on a 60-minute sell signal. SB going higher. 60-minute sell signal fixed and reconfirmed, but nothing on the downside yet. We're getting pretty close to my target on the upside on the daily chart, so I'm wondering about some retracement soon. CC went back and retested this high as expected, could easily go higher. No current sign of divergence, but looking a little overbought on the RSI. Wheat, I'm leaning towards seeing a retest this high. We haven't seen it yet, but I've got that in about the 590 area. We'll see. In about the 599 area. We'll see how that goes. On corn, retested the high, gone a little higher, possible double top here, but not a particularly nice one. Waiting to see what happens here. But at the moment, I have to say, grains have all been stronger than I expected and may continue to be strong. They've gone through the obvious topping setup that I was looking at. So they've gone higher on soy as well, no current negative divergence. CT, 60-minute sell signals reached possible near miss target, little level top here, which I was quite liking, but not showing any sign of breaking down. Looking more like a bull flag forming at the moment. On lumber, looking really for a retest of this high here at 547.89. The head and shoulders that broke down has failed. Live cattle. We've got a target up here in about the 186 area. Hasn't quite made that yet. 60-minute sell signal fixed, and on lean hogs, this is trickling high at the moment. Weak 60-minute sell signal fixed, not really putting anything into that, and this no longer looks like a double top. All right, let's have a look at questions, and let's have a quick look at GDXJ and AG and KC. GDXJ and AG, I covered GDXJ on yesterday. Let's have a look at AG. Recap on KC. This has retested the high. Let's have a look at that on the daily chart, as we're going to be pulling up a couple of those now. So let's have a look. Bear with me a moment. Right. KC. Bigger picture, we've retested this high. This could be the second high of a double top, but I think the obvious lean is probably higher. I'm not putting too much faith in this trend line here, but this trend line here would certainly be up in about the 2.85 area at least. Looking at the GDXJ chart, hang on, wait a second. Right, pull out the metals. Right, GDXJ, we've got a very nice possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing, and I'm watching a resistance trend line that I've got here at about the 51.6 area. We may well find resistance there. I've got an equivalent one on GDX as well. So I'm watching that. At the moment, the metals are really on a roll. So I don't know if that's going to stop it, but that's the only trend line of resistance I've got on both, and they're both extremely close to it. Let's have a look at AG. Sorry, I'm just going to have to pull up. Right. Hang on, just need to. Sorry, I just haven't charted AG in a few weeks. All right, AG. Possible double bottom here, but I have to say we didn't retest the low in the way that I was expecting it to. So in terms of the daily chart, we've got a possible daily RSI 5 sell signal brewing there. Nothing on the RSI 14. Nothing on the hourly chart. What does the pattern setup look up here? This really looks like, hang on, wait a second, just give me a moment to have a look at trend lines. It's coming down from this little rally high here. That was no obvious pattern here actually, but we have made we made a higher low, we've made a higher high from that. No obvious pattern that we're breaking up from. Resistances at 6.874 if we reach it. Could that be an IHS neckline? No, it's too large. So we'll see how that goes. All right, great. Let's have a look at. Hang on a second. Right, let's have a look at ES again and palladium. Hang on, sorry, platinum rather. Let's have a look. Platinum, I was having a look at this on the bigger picture yesterday. I'm not seeing an awful lot at the moment. We're seeing a sharpish retracement, no prospect of a signal. We saw this looked like a bull flag, which has broken up towards a retest of this high here at 1,008.80. Haven't really got anything beyond that, but obviously the bigger picture wedge that has broken up is suggesting higher. And actually, wait a second. Sorry, I marked it in, but actually I should have done. Actually, there is a double bottom here, and that could make target. Let's just draw that in. Wait a second. I've got targets first, so let's have a look and see what they are. That's actually not a bad looking double bottom. It's broken up. We've had the little flag back. It's nice. Let's see where the targets are. All right, we've got two targets from obviously slightly separated lows. One of them is at 106.2 and the other one is at 107.6. It's a nice pattern. It's really not bad, and it's the sort of thing you expect to see after a wedge breaks up. I think that's got a shot at making target. So we'll see how that goes. All right, great. Okay, let's have a look at ES quickly. Right, ES, we've broken up. We've lost yesterday's double top setup, and we've done the same on NQ. We could go a little higher today and set up some negative divergence, although we could just go through it like through the divergence like we did last time. What I'm slightly concerned about is the breakup over resistance here, because if we do see a breakup, and I think I've mentioned yesterday on my post that I was a little concerned about, well, I mean, the Fed kind of gave the market everything they wanted. So the lean isn't for a breakdown necessarily. We could see a breakup towards seeing another 0.5% reduction in December. Now, if we're going up, this is the target. Now, SPX ADP and the volume spike are suggesting that we may well see, we should see a bit of a retracement at least, or at least a sideways consolidation that lasts 2 or 3 weeks. We're not really seeing that so far, but we've not seen any conviction break with great enthusiasm. We're going to see more of one today as we went up another 30 handles overnight. But the higher we get, then the more this trend line becomes the next target to be made in the next few weeks. I'm still expecting to see some sideways consolidation on the way there at the very minimum, but we'll have to see how that goes. All right, guys, in that case, my pleasure as always. That's a wrap. So I'll have everything posted as soon as possible. I'll catch you guys later.